Detective Rowan Hale had spent almost 2 decades walking through crime scenes, but nothing could prepare him for what waited inside the abandoned farmhouse on Blackwood Lane. The moment he stepped through the broken doorway, he felt something was different. The air was heavy, the silence felt unnatural, and every wall inside the house carried hundreds of handwritten confessions from people who had disappeared without explanation. Each message revealed secrets that were never meant to be discovered. Standing beside him was Mara Ellison, a journalist who had followed a trail of mysterious letters leading her to the same location. Together they searched the forgotten rooms, unaware that the farmhouse had been waiting for them. In the center of the house sat an old wooden chair covered with signs of something terrible, yet there was no victim, no evidence, and no answer. Only one question remained in their minds: who had written all these secrets, and why did it feel like the house already knew they were coming? As Rowan, Mara, and Elias Mercer investigated deeper, they uncovered a discovery that changed everything. Hidden beneath the farmhouse floorboards was an ancient leather ledger filled with hundreds of names and dates. Every name belonged to someone who had vanished years earlier, and every date matched an unsolved disappearance. The impossible part was that the handwriting appeared untouched by time, as if someone had continued writing inside the book for generations. Rowan carefully turned the final pages and discovered something that made his blood run cold. 2 names had appeared recently, written in fresh crimson ink. Rowan Hale. Mara Ellison. Nobody knew they would enter the farmhouse. Nobody knew they would find the ledger. Yet somehow, their names were already waiting. As the 3 investigators stood frozen, every clock inside the building stopped at exactly 3:17, and beneath their feet came a slow, terrifying knocking sound from somewhere deep below the ground. Elias Mercer arrived with knowledge that revealed a horrifying history buried beneath Blackwood Lane. The farmhouse had once belonged to a secret group known as the Witnesses of Ash, people who collected the darkest truths hidden by humanity. They were not searching for justice. They were preserving secrets that powerful people had spent their entire lives trying to hide. According to forgotten records, every secret carried a cost, and every hidden sin eventually demanded payment. Elias discovered warnings left behind by those who came before them, messages telling anyone who uncovered the truth that some secrets were never meant to be released. Rowan believed it was only an old legend, until another victim was discovered miles away carrying the same mysterious symbol connected to the farmhouse. Their investigation was no longer about solving a mystery. It had become a fight to survive something that had been waiting patiently for decades. Following the hidden passages beneath the farmhouse, Rowan, Mara, and Elias entered a world that should not have existed. Endless stone tunnels stretched beneath Blackwood Lane, covered with thousands of names carved into the walls. As they walked deeper, strange whispers followed them through the darkness. The voices were not random. They were confessions from people who had disappeared long ago, repeating their darkest secrets over and over again. Mara recorded the sounds, hoping to prove what they had found, but the recording continued even after the device was turned off. At the end of the tunnel, they discovered a hidden chamber filled with hundreds of glass jars, each carrying the name of a missing person. Every jar contained a trace of something connected to its owner. But one jar remained empty. Sitting alone on a stone platform, waiting silently in the darkness, was a jar with Rowan Hale's name written across it. After discovering the underground chamber, Rowan began experiencing terrifying moments that he could not explain. Reflection showed people standing behind him who vanished when he turned around. Mara started waking from nightmares where unknown voices warned her to stop searching for answers. Elias finally revealed the truth about his own family. His grandfather had investigated the Witnesses of Ash decades earlier and disappeared while trying to uncover their secrets. Hidden among his belongings was a message explaining that the more people tried to bury the truth, the stronger it became. Soon the entire town began changing. People who had hidden terrible secrets for years started confessing things they had never told anyone. Fear spread everywhere as everyone realized the same force connected to Blackwood Lane was reaching beyond the farmhouse. The secret was no longer trapped underground. It was spreading. The farmhouse became something impossible. Rooms changed locations, hallways stretched longer than they should have, and every escape route seemed to lead back into darkness. Rowan, Mara, and Elias were separated as the building appeared to transform around them. Each person was forced to confront memories they had spent years hiding from others. The whispers offered them a choice: reveal their deepest secrets or remain trapped forever. Elias searched through the shifting corridors trying to find his friends, knowing the house was not simply a building anymore. It was something alive, something feeding on the truth people refused to accept. Deep beneath the farmhouse, the ancient jars began filling one by one, and the final empty jar connected to Rowan slowly started changing. Somewhere in the darkness, Rowan's voice echoed through the tunnels, but nobody could tell where he was or whether he was still alone. At the center of the underground tunnels, Rowan discovered the final chamber where the truth behind the witnesses of Ash was finally revealed. The ancient ledger was chained to a stone altar, protected for generations because it contained every secret ever collected. The force connected to the book was not created by the witnesses. They had only been trying to control it and stop it from escaping. Destroying the ledger would release every trapped secret at once, but it would also destroy everyone connected to its pages. Rowan, Mara, and Elias faced an impossible decision. They could escape and allow the cycle to continue, or risk everything to stop it. Elias understood what had to happen. Knowing there was no other way, he sacrificed his chance of leaving and used his own strength to weaken the connection between the ledger and the entity. As the tunnels collapsed around them, Rowan and Mara escaped, but Elias remained behind with the secret he had spent his life chasing. Weeks passed after the destruction of Blackwood Lane, but Rowan Hale and Mara Ellison knew the nightmare was not truly over. Authorities claimed the farmhouse collapse was nothing more than an accident, refusing to believe the impossible events hidden beneath the ground. Rowan left his old life behind, unable to forget what he witnessed. Mara tried to create a documentary exposing the truth, but every recording from the farmhouse mysteriously disappeared. It seemed like whatever lived beneath Blackwood Lane did not want its secrets revealed. Then one night, Rowan found an envelope outside his apartment door. Inside was a single page from the ancient ledger. The paper was fresh, the ink was still wet, and two names were written clearly at the top: Rowan Hale, Mara Ellison. Beneath their names appeared a final message warning that secrets never truly disappear. They only wait. As Rowan stared at the page, a familiar sound came from beneath his floor. 3 slow knocks. The same sound that started everything. The secret they thought they buried had survived, and now it was coming to collect what it was owed.